Shekinah in court, Sarper apprehended. Dramatic conclusion for 90-day fiancé couple. Shekinah, a prominent figure from 90-Day Fiancé, has filed serious claims against her former lover Sarper in court. The complaint states that Shekinah commenced a new relationship following the divorce and subsequently married her new spouse. At this moment, Sarper physically ejected her from the residence. Shekinah initiated legal proceedings, resulting in Sarper's arrest. The case is presently unresolved, and fans are keenly anticipating the court's final decision and the resolution of this relational conflict. All attention is focused on the court, as the outcome of this verdict will determine the destiny of Shekinah and Sarper. The formerly admired romance of 90-Day Fiancé actors Shekinah and Sarper has undergone a drastic and distressing transformation, shocking fans and garnering international attention. A fervent affair, replete with love and commitments, has now devolved into a contentious legal dispute that may irrevocably alter their lives. Following months of silence on their alleged separation, Shekinah astonished the public by appearing in court to initiate legal proceedings against her former partner, Sarper. Legal documents indicate that Shekinah claims she resumed her life post-divorce and subsequently entered into matrimony with a new spouse in a discreet ceremony. Instead of tranquilly, she became the object of Sarper's wrath. During her testimony, Shekinah disclosed harrowing details. "I returned to the residence one day to collect my possessions. Sarper was present and vociferously admonished me, asserting that I no longer had the right to be there. He seized my arm and propelled me onto the street, securing the doors behind me." The poignant testimony rendered the courtroom silent in astonishment. Viewers of the live-streamed hearing gasped as Shekinah, clad in black and plainly distressed, struggled to contain her tears while narrating the incident. Sarper, recognized on the program for his audacious demeanor and profound affection for Shekinah, remained impassive at the defendant's table. However, his silence was short-lived. When afforded the opportunity to speak, Sarper asserted that he was defending his home and accused Shekinah of abandoning him by hastily entering into a new marriage without his awareness. "I perceived that all we possessed was deceit," Sarper said the judge. "She supplanted me as if I were inconsequential. I relinquished power." However, Shekinah's legal team submitted evidence, messages and recordings that refuted Sarper's assertions and depicted a more sinister narrative. Based on this information, the judge mandated Sarper's detention pending additional investigation. As Sarper was escorted out in handcuffs, the courtroom was filled with murmurs and exclamations. Shekinah silently observed, grasping her new husband's hand, her demeanor inscrutable. Outside the courthouse, numerous supporters congregated, brandishing signs in favor of Shekinah. Some chanted, "Justice for Shekinah," while others sought explanations from the network that broadcast their love story. Social media surged with hashtags such as Team Shekinah and Sarper Arrested. Insiders from the 90-Day Fiancé production team suggested that the network would unveil a tell-all special chronicling the decline of their relationship, with previously unreleased behind-the-scenes footage and interviews. The court case is currently pending. The forthcoming hearing is scheduled for next month, and tensions are escalating. Speculation suggests that Sarper may pursue a countersuit, while Shekinah is allegedly preparing for a permanent relocation abroad with her new spouse. Currently, all attention is focused on the courthouse steps, where the resolution of Shekinah and Sarper's narrative will soon be determined. Will justice prevail, or will new revelations disrupt the case? It is unequivocal that the once idyllic romance between Shekinah and Sarper has concluded not with a kiss, but with a gavel. Nonetheless, the marriage of Shekinah and Sarper from 90-Day Fiancé is already deteriorating. Shekinah describes the wedding as perfect and expresses her appreciation for its intimacy. "It was an exclusive experience, truly remarkable in its uniqueness. Overcome with emotion," she states. "However, I sense I am becoming emotional. Everything transformed after our marriage, which was my greatest apprehension, and it has indeed materialized." Sarper concurs, stating, "Mine as well." She states that Sarper's relocation has posed challenges. Shekinah states, "Sarper has transformed and our dynamic has altered, as we are now in the US and he has relocated to my residence. I recognize this is challenging, as it feels predominantly like my space. However, Sarper experienced a severe depression, which has elicited considerable anger towards me. Sarper attributes his despair to a sense of lack of control. He admits, I am perpetually the control enthusiast. I must exert control over situations, and when I fail to do so, I experience feelings of depression. In my opinion, I disapprove of marriage. Moderator Sean Robinson inquires, do you disapprove of the marriage? Sarper gazes downward and responds, no, Extra recently engaged with Shekinah and Sarper to discuss their marriage. Shekinah expressed the extent of their shared experiences and their belief in overcoming any challenges together. She said, we have certainly encountered ongoing challenges, albeit different ones. We have surmounted the hurdles of long distance and the entire visa process, and now we face new difficulties, which have not been easy. We are adjusting to cohabitation, and his adaptation to a new country has proven challenging due to numerous factors that render him uncomfortable. Sarper recognized the ups and downs in their 3-year relationship, stating, we love each other. At the very least, that maintains the relationship on a consistent axis. Nonetheless, I hope the strength will enough. Nevertheless, the Mediterranean sun shone intensely over Istanbul, while Shekinah Garner walked restlessly in the marble-tiled living room of their flat. The air from the Bosphorus entered through the open balcony doors. However, it did little to soothe the turmoil within her. Sarper Guven, reclining on the couch in his upscale loungewear, perused his phone with an air of indifference. However, he sensed it, an impending occurrence. A matter of significance. Shekinah, he remarked without raising his gaze, you are damaging the floor. Take a seat. Shekinah halted suddenly. Negative, Sarper. I have finished sitting. I have merely sat and awaited your transformation, your willingness to compromise, and your recognition of my presence. Sarper gazed upward, astonished. Will you see me? What is the subject of your discussion? With a sudden inhalation, Shekinah confronted him. Her voice quivered, not from trepidation, but as an expression of determination. I relinquished my life in America for this, she remarked, gesturing at the opulent flat. I abandoned my family, my career, and all else to be with you. However, I did not anticipate becoming a mere semblance of my former self. Sarper rose gradually. Do you believe I do not value your sacrifice? Negative, Sarper. I believe you lack comprehension of it. She approached her suitcase, which was already packed. You exert control over all aspects. My attire, my social interactions, and my outings. That does not constitute love. That constitutes possession. He gazed at the suitcase. His assured exterior faltered little. To what destination are you proceeding? To a hotel for the time being. Subsequently, a return to the States if circumstances do not alter. He advanced, his gaze narrowing. Are you presenting me with an ultimatum? Affirmative, she stated resolutely. We must either attend couples therapy to establish a relationship founded on equality, trust, and freedom, or I will depart permanently. The quiet was palpable between them. A seagull screeched in the distance. Sarper's jaw tightened. I do not subscribe to the efficacy of therapy. Shekinah's voice became gentle, yet her gaze remained resolute. Consequently, you lack faith in us. She approached the door. Sarper's voice trailed after her, now subdued. Pause. Refrain from departing. Let us converse. She halted, hand resting on the doorknob. I have expressed everything I needed to convey. It is now your turn. With that, Shekinah emerged into the unknown, yet for the first time in a considerable duration, she was wholly in command of her fate. Nevertheless, the sun fell over the shimmering waters of Istanbul, illuminating the rooftops of the ancient city with a golden glow. Shekinah occupied a cafe adjacent to the Bosphorus, anxiously swirling her coffee. She had observed Sarper exhibiting aloof behavior for several weeks, late-night phone calls, clandestine messages, and abrupt absences. Something was amiss. Upon relocating to Turkey for romance, Shekinah perceived her journey as entering a fairy tale alongside Sarper Güven, the alluring and enigmatic individual she encountered online. However, fairy tales frequently featured ominous woodlands, and Shekinah was on the verge of entering one. One evening, Shekinah acted on her intuition and pursued Sarper after he asserted he was heading to the gym. Instead, she observed him vanish into a narrow alley in Kadıköy and enter a building. Her heart raced. She waited for more than an hour until Sarper finally appeared, not in athletic attire, but in a bespoke suit. He was not solitary. A woman in her 30s emerged beside him, grasping his arm. They exchanged a gentle laugh prior to separating. Shekinah confronted him that evening. Sarper became immobile. "I intended to inform you," he stated deliberately. "What is it, Sarper?" "I possess a daughter." The words struck Shekinah with the force of a blow. "What is the subject of your discourse?" "She is 9 years old. Her name is Eileen. The individual you observed is her mother. Although we were never wed, we did have a child. I have been covertly supporting both of them. I did not intend to frighten you off." Shekinah's eyes filled with tears. "Did you conceal your child from me? Has it been this entire duration?" Sarper attempted to grasp her hand. "I believed I could shield you from my history. I did not anticipate developing such strong feelings for you." In the ensuing days, Shekinah grappled with the truth. Her trust was shattered, yet her heart remained with Sarper. She ultimately requested a meeting with Eileen. Upon her action, everything transformed. The young girl's grin and friendliness mitigated Shekinah's displeasure. She witnessed an aspect of Sarper hitherto unknown to her, that of a parent. In the concluding scenes of that week's program, Shekinah and Sarper sat by the ocean, their hands interlaced. "I am uncertain about the future," she stated, "but if we aspire to create something genuine, there must be no further secrets." Sarper acquiesced with a nod. No further secrets. However, as the audience became at ease, the camera focused intently on Sarper's phone. A new notification appeared from a contact named Mahir, lawyer. "Your court hearing regarding the fraud charges has been rescheduled once more. Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Amelia. I hope your day is going well. If you like the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel.